What's up, fam? We back with another video. We got Flocka on the screen, and for this video, I've been waiting on it to come out because I've been hearing about it. But we got Max B paperwork. He got down with the Johnnies, and he was telling. So we definitely got to break this down and get to it. But I really ain't got much to say. I'm trying to get to it. So drop a like, comment, subscribe. If y'all rock with me, share the channel. Other than that, let's get into it though.
And as it turned out, your brother did, in fact, in the course of trying to steal money from David Taylor, use the gun against him. Is that correct? Max B says yes. He shot and he killed him. Is that correct? Max B says yes. Before we get this video started, if you're in need of some money and you really need to find a way to make it do pay. We just uncovered a really nasty and dark secret that Max B has been hiding for about 10 years now.
Because the rat gonna take the state gonna make them take the plea and say, if you get a plea, but you gotta tell on your co-defendants. Y'all don't have that. There's none of that on the stand. No bigger barrel on no stand, no tape.
You don't gotta be on the stand and tell on your homies, you dumbass. You don't gotta be on no type of stand. Just comes down to the paperwork. If you in that paperwork, bro, giving up information implicating anyone other than yourself, you are a snitch. If you didn't, and that's why I always stay to myself. And if I did some shit, like some street shit or some shit I can go to jail for, I always did it myself. I ain't never did it with a nigga. No, because you got niggas like him in the world that's gonna run their fucking mouth to the Johnnies. Like.
Complete police station statements, none of that. All right? So let's get that right.
Max B is a rat. And before today, there was no proof. But after today, there's no denying that Max B is
we got all the proof?
Type of
Let's go.
And these court transcripts prove it. Pistol P and other New York OGs who are supposed to be anti-rats have known for a while now that Max B is an informant. And they've not only harbored Max B, but they've used...
Bro, that's what the whole internet and shit. Everybody be picking and choosing, bro, who they fuck with and who they don't fuck with. And that's why I take pride in being by myself, doing my YouTube by myself, not fucking with nobody, because everybody be doing this shit, bro. Most of these gangsta niggas be doing shit just for other niggas, which is sweet to me, and other females. And then when they get locked up, all they do is run their fucking mouth, bro. They ain't none of these niggas solid, bro. You got just how they, okay, let's break it down. You got, like, they say 1% of the community is gang members. Right. Okay, within that 1%, you got like 0.1% that really keeps it solid. Everybody else ain't, when they go, niggas ain't really keeping it solid. It's a very seldom few that actually keeps it solid. Like, on some, like, just get locked up, take me to my cell type shit. Like, ain't got nothing to say. Like, you don't got to
utilize their platforms to lie for Max B and cover up his tracks. By the way, I'm not surprised at all. All these old heads are hypocrites. Yeah. But it was really disheartening when I seen Pistol P and his co-hosts go on their platform to vouch for Max B, go out of their way to lie for Max B when they said that Max B took a plea deal and he only admitted to his role in the situation. So hence, Max B is not a snitch.
We love you, you know what I'm saying? And we appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's very important for the viewers, you know what I'm saying? For those out there that don't know Max B and they hear, you know how sound travels. You feel me, Tom?
These old heads be politicking. When I seen Pistol Pete terrified to even say rat accusations when asking a question, I thought, hold on, bruh. This ain't the Pistol Pete I know. Now, usually Wack would be the only old head I trust to be exposing these rats. But right now, Wack 100 is like taking a break. He's working on his network called Nothing But Content. He got a show coming out with Blueface called Fresh Out of Love. Another show with 607 Unc. Wack is busy. So I guess I got to do it because, you know, I guess technically I'm also an exposer.
Pick up the slack, Flocko.
And I want to add to that, right? Because so what you have when an individual takes a plea is called plea allocution. And a plea allocution, what happens is the court will ask you questions to make sure that you're clear and that you're certain that you would like to take the plea that's being offered to you by the government and the judge, right? So the court, they'll state facts of the case, and you either say yes or no. By accepting the plea, you're saying that I'm guilty and I accept responsibility for the part that I played.
That's just a flat-out lie. What?
They trying to flip the narrative. No, it also what comes in plea deals, especially when you got co-defendants, you got to cooperate. 9 times out of 10, especially with a murder involved, like with his situation, you ain't just telling on yourself unless you saying you did it and no one what you ain't doing that. Nah, bro. No, hell
Max
no.
B did is much more than just own up to his role in the situation. What Max B actually did is textbook snitching, but they was comfortable telling these lies on these podcasts because they thought nobody would ever uncover the real, nobody would ever find the documents. But I have 27 pages of transcripts to prove that Max B is a rat.
We have got to the point
we got
where
that
literally
paperwork.
anybody can
Yes,
build
sir.
a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is based.
Excuse me. Over with.
By January of 2007, Max B, his brother Pooh Sims, and a woman he was pimping out called Gina Conway was all sitting in jail facing murder conspiracy charges. Gina took a plea deal before their trial in 2009, and she agreed to testify against Max B and his brother Pooh Sims. Gina agreed to testify once she learned that Max B was the one who actually told on her when she was on the run from the police in 2006.
How did they actually find you?
Well, I was going to Sin City actually because I wanted to meet Max there because I needed some money, and he knew I was coming there, and
So he set you up.
That,
He set you up. He set you up from what it sounded like. He had you meet somewhere and gave the police the drop. That's what it was.
He helped the police catch me. That's what one of the detectives said, and on the stand.
Oh, so Max knew that you were coming to Sin City, and a detective actually said that Max contacted the police and told them where you're going to be in order for you to be arrested?
Yes.
Her account of Max B telling.
Yeah, get this dude. Yeah, worse. Get him out of
on
here.
her
He needs to
before
go.
he even got arrested has already been out here, but the public has taken Max B's side, to be honest. One user says a cop told her Max B told on her, LOL, easiest trick in the book. The detective says, laughing my A off. Essentially, folks believe that if it comes from a cop or a detective, it's not credible at all whatsoever, which is why Max B telling on her has nothing to do with this current story in this video. We're actually documenting Max B telling on his brother Pooh Sims. And what we got, the evidence that we have, is not detective says. It's 4K evidence of Max B's own words of him snitching and ratting on his own brother. Gina and Max B was in a relationship, but he was pimping her out. So she was hanging out with random dudes on a daily basis. On one of these days, she was hanging out with a guy called Alan Plowden, who had a lot of money. He took her shopping that day, had $30,000 in cash to impress her. They went to a hotel. Now, Gina finessed the key for the hotel room and left Alan at the hotel and link up with Max B. Gina, being this brain-dead bimbo, told Max B that this trick who just took her shopping had $30,000 in his hotel room, and she had the keys to the hotel room. Max B, being a greasy, dirty New Yorker, told his brother Pooh Sims about what was going on and told him to go back to the hotel room with Gina and rob the trick Allen of the $30,000. Pooh Sims brought a gun with him, well, obviously, but the robbery that was supposed to be easy, clean, neat, get in, get out, actually got really complicated and turned into a murder conspiracy when the dude Allen, friend, walked in the room while the robbery was taking place.
And he was basically looking for the money, and then he told the guy to call his friend up that was in the room downstairs, and his friend came upstairs. And then basically when he came upstairs, Kelvin shot him in the head.
Damn.
He shot him right here. And in his ear, I think.
It's really being understated how stupid this group of criminals are. They didn't even make away with the target. They left before finding the $30,000. When the police got to the scene, they found $30,000 at the scene. Due to how
you dudes are fucking idiots. Boy, y'all at least could have took the money if y'all was gonna do the bro. Fucking idiots.
Sloppy this job was. Max B and Pooh Sims was ultimately found guilty. Max B was sentenced to 75 years in prison for his role in his murder conspiracy. Pooh Sims was sentenced to life. Gina was sentenced to 15 years, and she was denied a shorter sentence even after cooperation. So she cooperated, testified, did everything she's supposed to do, and she got 15 years. The person who took the stand and cooperated was denied a shorter sentence and was sent to prison for 15 years. But magically, 11 years into Max B's 75-year sentence, he was brought back to court and had his time shortened from 75 to 20 years.
Now y'all know. Now y'all know what that is. He get, what is that? 75 to 20 years. He get a 55 year sentence reduced. How the fuck? Like, nah, yeah, you definitely
Only
with the
5
Jones.
years more than a person who supposedly took the stand and cooperated, which
Against-
logically
yeah,
makes no
like-
sense. But Max B will call into Vlad TV after getting his sentence reduced from 75 years to 20 years with a creative explanation as to how this was possible without cooperating and snitching.
Okay, well, we don't have much time, so I just want to get caught up with you real quick. First and foremost, July of last year, because originally you were sentenced to 75 years. But then last July, you said you got reduced to 20 years and then to 12 years. So explain.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I'm eligible for my full minimum status in February, so I'll most likely be, you know, by the end of next year, I'll be like in halfway house. That's like worst case scenario, halfway house, end of the next year. So that's why I said that. But it's going down. I'm here. I'm on my way. I done gave my shit back. I done did the most part, for the most part. So right now, I'm just finding it out, get ready. I'm almost there. It's almost over. So,
Okay, so
you know, I can only say that for so much, but it's
He want to know
actually
how'd you do
time,
that
so
though,
you'll
which
be
is
good.
what you going around. You going
okay,
around
so
the question.
explain to everyone how you go from 75
Exactly.
to
That's what he
12.
want to know.
But I went back on post conviction. My sentence was vacated for 35 years, so I got back on. My first appeal was denied. Then when I went back on post conviction, I found ineffective assistance against my lawyer, and before the case came back before the judge made an actual decision or decided to turn the whole case over, I pleaded out. I couldn't go through. I couldn't go through waiting for another decision on the courts, you know what I'm saying, or another letdown. So I took the 20. So that with my time, man, and once I get full minimum.
If you couldn't do the crime, bro, you should have never, bro. If you knew you wasn't gonna be able to sit in that cell, you should have never had that shit set up, bro. Because now you got your brother doing life, and you told on him like you deserve to get, bro. You deserve the worst, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say what I want to say.
About 12 and a half years.
All that beating around the bush you just heard is nonsense.
Exactly.
Max B went from 75 years to 20 years because he went into that courtroom and ratted and told and threw his brother under the bus and told the court his brother did some things that his brother is currently saying he didn't do.
I take care of my kids and my parents, so getting healthy food on the table matters. Project Food Box delivers fresh, high-quality local produce.
By that, feel like I'm coming out of nowhere with the stuff that I'm saying. All you got to do is holler at me. I got the paperwork, I got letters, I got everything to support what I'm saying. That Max B cooperated. French Montana, no, and he condoning it. Cameron, no, he condoning it. Jim Jones was mentioned in this whole situation. So I had to send the paperwork to Jim Jones to put him on point. Holla at me.
Max B's initial appeal to overturn the conviction was denied, but Max B was able to get back into court on a technicality. So Max B had a lawyer called Gerald Saluti. He's on your right. Now, Gerald Saluti was Max B's criminal defense lawyer and his entertainment lawyer. The judges ultimately ruled that Max B deserved a new trial because Gerald, being his entertainment lawyer and his defense attorney, is a conflict of interest, and they believe that Gerald gave Max B bad legal advice on purpose to protect his own interest. So Max B came to court with his new lawyers and told the judge, hey, listen, he advised me to decline the 10-year plea deal and take this case to trial, which ultimately got me 75 years. I would have taken a 10-year plea deal, but he told me not to. I believe he told me not to, and he lied to me because he wanted me to go on tour and make him money. I couldn't go on tour if I took a 10-year plea deal. So he was protecting his own self-interest when he was supposed to be working on my behalf. The court ruled that that was pretty valid and Max B should get a new trial. However, the prosecutors offered Max B a deal. Now, Max B was presented with two options here. Take the new trial,
Right.
keep it solid, and prove you're innocent if you're innocent, or take the plea deal, rat out on all your co-defendants, make it impossible for them to ever get out of jail, and then, we'll give you 20 years and then you get out, after time served, et cetera, et cetera.
So
Max
you had-
B
so-
decided he was not.
So he had that shit planned. That sound like, if y'all listen to what he's saying, he sounds like he had that shit planned. All right, I'm gonna get back in court off this, and then when I get in court, I'm gonna do this and this and this to get. Yeah, use a sick mug. Yeah,
not gonna go to trial. He was gonna take the easier route, which is take the plea deal and snitch on his co-defendants to get out. His brother, Pooh Sims, his co-defendant, is still maintaining his innocence. Pooh Sims is currently in the process of filing another appeal. Pooh Sims is still saying he didn't do none of this. So when Max B took this plea deal, went to court, and called his brother a murderer, there's no getting out of this. The black and white shows Max B is a rat. And I got the black and white for you guys. Let's get into it. When Max B went back to court for his PCR, Max B agreed that he would just plead guilty to one count of aggravated manslaughter instead of having to redo the process again and potentially going back to trial. He was going to plead guilty to one count of aggravated manslaughter. In exchange, the state had agreed that they will vacate the previous jury verdict in his last sentence, giving room for the judge to resentence Max B. That gave the judge legal grounds to vacate Max B's 75-year sentence and then resentence him to 20 years. However, Max B still had to come to court and admit to a lot. The judge alerted Max B they were going to be asking him some questions about the offense. First, I'm going to have you go back to the day before that, September the 21st of 2006. On or about that day, did you have a conversation with two of the people that you're charged in this indictment, Gina Marie Conway and Calvin Lederman? Max B says, yes, I did. He already telling, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, it gets worse. He's telling in this regard because Pooh Sims, a.k.a. Calvin Lederman, told the court in his appeal he has nothing to do with this. He was never involved. He was not present. He don't know what's going on. Max B would further implicate his brother in this murder conspiracy by telling the court that him and Calvin in particular had an agreement that Calvin was going to go into the state of New Jersey because he was in New York and couldn't go with Gina. Is that correct? He says yes. Mr. Calvin was going to go over to the state of New Jersey, and he along with Gina Conway, were going to try to steal money from a couple of individuals. He says yes. Now, the individuals that we're talking about are the victims, David Taylor and Alan Plowden. Is that correct? Max B says yes. Max B will tell the court that they targeted David Taylor and Alan Plowden because they will routinely have large amount of cash in their possession. He would also say that they were targeted specifically for theft by himself, Calvin, and Gina Conway. This is when the ratting really get crucial. The court tells Max B, all right, so when you and Mr. Calvin conspired that Mr. Calvin will go to New Jersey to try to steal money from these men, you had that in your head that one or both of these guys might have a gun. Is that correct? Max B says yes. And was there in fact a conversation between yourself and your brother about your brother also bringing with him a gun in the event one or both of these intended victims had guns themselves? Did you in fact talk about that? Max B says, yes. Calvin said, I wasn't there. I don't know what's going on. They said, all right. And was it your understanding that Calvin was going to have a handgun with him when he went over to New Jersey along with Gina Conway to try to steal these men's money? He says, yes. Now, you also understood, you have to explain to me that although there was no plan to shoot either of these men, that if there was a confrontation between armed people, you knew your brother would use that gun if he had to. Is that correct? He said,
I would recommend University of St.
Bro, he
Augustine
needs
to
to
any
be
friends
out of
that I
here,
have.
bro.
I get to take my courses at home as well as.
yes. Max, that's your brother, cuz. Have mercy, man.
Bro, like, god damn, bro. You did that all, you put it all on your brother, bro?
Don't do this, Max. And if it was also understood by you that if your brother did in fact use the gun against one or both of these men, they'd probably get killed. Is that correct? He says yes.
Oh my. Bro, this nigga he gotta go, bro. And I don't understand it. That's why. Then again, that's why I say the streets is dead, because this is niggas like this who can come back and have a career still. Like, bro, he should not have no career. He should be canceled. He should be working at McDonald's somewhere. Like, bro, get this. Oh. Ugh.
And as it turned out, your brother did, in fact, in the course of trying to steal money from David Taylor, use the gun against them. Is
He
that
really
correct?
put it up, bro.
Max B says yes.
Sealed case.
He shot and killed him. Is that correct? Max B says yes. Oh! It was also understood by you that if your brother did, in fact, use that gun against one or both of these men, they'd probably get killed. Is that right? Max B says yes. And as it turned out, your brother did, in fact, in the course of trying to steal money from David Taylor, use the gun against him. Is that correct? Max B says yes. He shot and he killed him. Is that correct? Max B says yes. This is telling Max B's a rat. The only reason I even care
biggest
why I'm
rat,
invested
bro.
in this,
Biggest rat ever, bro.
y'all know I'm pro rats. I love the rats, okay? But what I don't like is somebody who is a rat but then try to shame other rats and try to present.
On this channel, I'm gonna be real. If you a civilian, cool. Condoning ratting is cool. All that's cool. But if you claim you street, you gangster, you all this extra thugged out and all this extra shit, bro, that shit like that should not be going on. That's out. That's not tolerated. That's out. But that's a prime example as to why the streets is dead. You got people like 21 trying to do a fuck the streets movement and all that extra shit, like with his weird ass. That shit weird. But I don't. It's to top it off. What makes him the worst of the worst people, bro? Like, you did this to your brother of all people. Like, your brother, bro. Like, I got a twin brother, bro. I could never see me doing some shit like this to him, bro. If anything, I'm gonna take the rap before him. Like, I would not. People different, bro. You got different breeds of people nowadays, bro.
So as if they're not. No, I don't like that, okay? And I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like hypocrites, right? I don't like these quote-unquote anti-rats, New York old heads, right, who move around as if they're so anti-rats, but then they're co-signing rats. It doesn't make sense to me at all right? Now, I'll send the black and white and the paperwork to anybody who wants it, okay? But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of politics. Some people won't cover this because they don't want to burn their relationship with Max B. But this is telling, man.
Man, fuck all that.
In the comment section, is this telling from your perspective?
And see, that's the thing. Who wants relationships with these kind of niggas, bro? Like, backstabbing ass niggas like these. Who wants relationships with these niggas? I don't. Me personally, I don't, man. That's the video, y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Me personally, bro, these type people need to get them out of here. I can't say too much, but they need to get them out of here. Especially the way he went down about it. That shit was just so bad. Like, you didn't even, like, you had no remorse about it and none of that. Now you home trying to say that you, and then that's what makes you I get a lot of people don't understand, but man, like, you just the worst of the worst to do that, then come home and try and say you lied after doing all that on your brother, bro. Like, I couldn't live with myself at night, bro. Me personally, I couldn't live with myself, bro. I wouldn't be able to sleep, none of that, bro. Like, that's just me though. That's just me. I know everybody got their own opinion, but that's just me, man. That's crazy, bro. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about the video, man. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. If y'all rock with me, share the channel. Other than that, y'all be blessed, man. I'm gonna get at you on the next one.